Hello and welcome back to Cinematic Venom and happy Father's Day! And we celebrated Mother's Day by looking at the miserably depressing terms of endearment with my beloved mother.
My butt was the most scrumptious butt in the entire world.
Oh, Mum! She was delightful, wasn't she? So it's only right we now spend Father's Day looking at a classic father-son story, Kramer versus Kramer. And like before, I'm reviewing it with my dear old dad. Hi, Dad.
Bang, bang, skeet, skeet.
No, you can't say that! Okay, I just want to apologise for my father's actions. I've spoken to him and he's promised to behave for the rest of this video. I am so sorry.
Not!
Oh, Jesus, I gotta go.
Kramer vs. Kramer tells the story of not John from the Saw movies, but Ted, played by Dustin Hoffman, a stereotypical workaholic father to his son Billy, played by Justin Henry, but his absentee tendencies lead to his wife Joanna, played by Meryl Streep, leaving him and literally walking out on their child in the process. I mean, I hate to say that I can relate to this story. Maybe this wasn't the best idea for a happy, upbeat video.
You say my wife is dead?
No, she's right there.
Shut your hole!
Don't look at me like that. I will eat your You my mother.
Why are you making such a big deal of it?
The movie is based on the Avery Corman novel of the same name. French director Francois Truffaut was offered the job of directing but had to turn it down for other projects before Robert Benton got the job. Originally, Kate Jackson was offered the part of Joanna but had to turn it down due to her commitment to Charlie's Angels, and it was then offered to Faye Dunaway, Goldie Hawn, Jane Fonda and Ali MacGraw, all of which turned it down. And Susan Sarandon and Diane Keaton were also both considered. Al Pacino rejected an offer to play Ted, as did Jon Voight and James Caan, and George Hamilton and Roy Scheider were both also considered for the part. The role of Phyllis, a one-night stand that Hoffman's character has in the movie, was originally offered to news reporter Joan London, but she turned it down as it required nudity. Meryl Streep was then picked for that part despite her only being in 2 scenes. However, she was able to convince the producers to let her audition for the motherly role instead. At the time, Streep had sadly lost her fiancé John Cazale to cancer just a few months prior, and Hoffman believed this would help with her performance and give her an emotional edge. She was only contracted to work just 12 days.
Same as usual.
But Streep wasn't the only one, as Hoffman was going through a real-life divorce at the time, so he was literally experiencing the same thing as his character.
I could not pursue CJ, or else my wife would snap off my
Oh good, you shouldn't cheat anyway!
I made a sexy time with my mother-in-law.
Wait, what?
Are you kidding?
There's a character called Margaret who's the neighbour of Hoffman's character and also good friends with Streep's counterpart. Originally, Gail Strickland was given the part, but she left after just a week of filming. It was originally believed to have been artistic differences, but later revealed that she was just so intimidated working alongside Dustin Hoffman, which damaged her performance, as she could barely even say any of her lines. Though she claims that she just wasn't able to memorise the lines that Hoffman would improvise for her, which annoyed her greatly, leading to her being fired and replaced by Jane Alexander. However, filming wasn't wine and roses for Meryl Streep either. This was her first ever film and she didn't have the greatest introduction to the world of Hollywood. Dustin Hoffman harassed her on the set, even grabbing her breast during their first encounter, though he has since apologised for this. Why would you even do it in the first place?
Very nice. How much?
Oh, Dad!
I like sex.
I don't remember the last time I ever had such a good time.
They also conflicted when it came to the movie, as Streep wanted her character to be more sympathetic and vulnerable than in the script, which Hoffman was against. Furthermore, he's known for being a method actor and would often yell insults and obscenities at her on set, even mocking her with the name of her recently deceased fiancé John Cazale to increase her performance. Dude, is Dustin Hoffman related to Stanley Kubrick? What an
It is not a joke.
Exactly!
It's nice.
You're terrific, boy.
There's also a scene where they have an argument, and in the very first take, Hoffman really slapped her across the face without warning. Furthermore, Hoffman wanted to add more anger to the scene, so he warned the cameraman but nobody else, as he violently threw the glass into the wall without warning the actress. This is Meryl Streep's genuine reaction, and it was a real glass. Some shards even ended up in her hair. This guy's a prick!
Thanks very much, really.
Hoffman later admitted that he was the star of the film, and despite it being Streep's first movie, a lot of publicity was being made about her, which made him grow very angry, worried that he would become upstaged by a newbie. He hated her guts, which made her never want to work with him again.
You are my friend?
Well, of course I'm your friend, Dad.
You will be my boyfriend.
What? Dad, stay focused!
I like you. Do you like me?
It's not quite that simple.
The movie was universally loved and was a critical and financial success, becoming the highest grossing film in all of 1979. Kramer vs. Kramer wouldn't be half as good as it is, half as intriguing and absorbing if the movie had taken sides. The movie's about a situation rich in opportunities for choosing up sides, a divorce and a fight for the custody of a child. But what matters in a story like this, in the movies and in real life too, isn't who's right or wrong, but if the people involved are able to behave according to their own better nature. Benton's characters aren't just talking to each other, they're revealing things about themselves and can sometimes be seen in the act of learning about their motives. That's what makes Kramer vs. Kramer such a touching film. We get the feeling at times that personalities are changing and decisions are being made even as we watch them. It's a fine, witty, moving, most intelligent adaptation of Avery Corman's best-selling novel, with Streep giving one of the major performances of the year, and Hoffman is splendid in one of the 2 or 3 best roles of his career. Kramer vs. Kramer never loses its low-key, realistic touch. You will sit at the end of the film wondering why we don't see more pictures like this. After all, its story is not all that unusual. Hoffman gives one of his most memorable performances and should win the Academy Award next April. Stories on screen about men leaving women and women leaving men have been abundant as of late, but hardly any has grappled with the issue in such a forthright and honest fashion as Kramer. While a nasty court battle ensues, the human focus is never abandoned, and it's to the credit of not only Benton and Jaffe, but especially Hoffman and Streep, that both leading characters emerge as credible and sympathetic. It's as nearly perfect a film as can be. It's a motion picture with an emotional wallop second to none this year. It's a triumph of partisan pathos, a celebration of father-son bonding that astutely succeeds where tearjerkers like the champ so mawkishly failed. All the people go through expected difficulties the way that runners take the hurdles in a track event. No surprise in it. It's just a question of how they do it, but the actors make it more.
You're gonna be real proud of me.
Kramer vs. Kramer had a huge impact in the 1970s. Around this time, mothers were always looked at as the superior parent, and this movie came around the time things were changing. But the movie doesn't even portray the mother as a bad parent. It balances them both out, which makes it even more impressive. The American Film Institute picked it as the 3rd greatest courtroom drama in history, and it went on to be nominated for 8 Academy Awards, winning 5 for Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor for Dustin Hoffman, Best Supporting Actress for Meryl Streep, and Best Adapted Screenplay. Though Justin Henry became the youngest actor to this day to be nominated for Best Supporting Actor at the age of just 8 years old.
What?
I know.
High five.
I don't care.
But amazingly, Meryl Streep actually left her Academy Award that she had just won in the back of the toilets. Ungrateful cow.
The woman have a smaller brain than a man.
I understand.
Some actually consider this to be an unofficial sequel to The Graduate, which we'll get onto another time. And in 1995, it was even given an Indian remake, but nobody really remembers that one. But is Kramer vs. Kramer really worthy of all those accolades? Is it really that good? Well, we're going to find out together. And sure, maybe I can relate to some of it, but I'm sure that won't dampen the comedy of this video.
It's not good for me.
Kramer vs. Kramer.
Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite.
If they do a poo, put it in a Cornish stew. Into the ambulance, dring, dring, dring. Fish trousers elephant in Peking. Saw a busy bee, diddle, diddle, dee. That is an accountant just like me. Right, right, God bless.
You know Jack Edrich over in accounting? He committed suicide. Yeah, hi. Ted Kramer.
I am so gonna star in a bad ABBA movie after this.
Here's my American Express card. Here's my Bloomingdale's credit card. Here's my checkbook. I've taken $2,000 out of our savings account because that's what I had in the bank when we first got married.
What's this, some kind of joke?
Here's the cleaning, here's the laundry ticket. You can pick them both up on Saturday.
Man, she seems to be taking this breakup pretty damn well, doesn't she?
Where are you going? Come on, just tell me what I did. That's all. Just tell me what I did that's so terrible.
You kidnapped Peter Pan's kids. Joanna even threatens suicide if Ted doesn't do as she says, and the acting on both parts is amazing. She doesn't feel like she's good enough for their son Billy, so she leaves. Well, you know, it's not like I was in this situation or anything, but I'm just saying, maybe if you feel like you're not good enough for your child, just throwing it out there, why not just improve? I mean, you know where you're going wrong. Maybe just improve. There's like a million things you could do instead of walking away. I'm just saying, Joanna. No, I have to leave. Well, maybe I could stop being a div. Nah, I just gotta leave, man. I just gotta walk away. You know, sorry, it's my only, it's the only solution. You.
My name is Borat.
Hi, Margaret. This is Ted. Is my wife there? Yeah. Joanna, come in? Oh, I thought she might have come in. We had a little fight a couple hours ago, and I thought she might have stopped by. If she comes, and tell her to come up or just give me a ring, huh?
Jeez, he's taking this divorce quite well too. Does anybody care about this relationship?
Well, obviously my wife and you have had numerous conversations about my shortcomings, which I have not been privy to. And I would love to sit here and talk to you, but somebody has to bring home the bacon, and I have a major presentation in the morning.
Okay, why do Americans always pronounce it presentation? It's not like, oh, Warner Brothers presents. You present something, therefore presentation. But to be fair, Ted does finally vent to Margaret about it all. Hey, he does care!
Joanna and I talk a great deal, yes. And Joanna's a very, very unhappy woman. And you may not want to hear this, but it took a lot of courage for her to walk out of here.
Mm-hmm. How much courage does it take to walk out on your kid?
Oh, my man, yes! You know what, Dustin? You're my guy. You know, it doesn't matter that you were a dick on set, you just amended yourself. Just don't be a prick to people. It's not good.
It's cruel.
Okay, for those unaware, when my son was just shy of turning 5, his mother walked out of his life and hasn't returned since. So this movie is that more real for me. Almost everything portrayed in this film, I've lived. And it's gut-wrenching to have to relive. This movie is like one massive punch to the stomach.
Where's Mommy?
Okay. What?
Where's Mommy?
What time is it?
The little hand's on the 7 and the big hand's on the 9. Where's Mommy?
I honestly cannot emphasize how difficult this is in reality. This is all 1,000,000% accurate, and I had to go through it.
You know, sometimes you and your friends don't get along and you have a fight.
Uh-huh.
And you want to go off and be by yourself for a while, right?
Yeah.
Well, sometimes Mommy and Daddy don't get along, and, you know, one of them wants to go off and be by themselves for a while, so that's what happened with Mommy.
When is Mommy coming back?
I'm not gonna cry. No. I'm not crying, man. F*** you.
Homosexual?
But Ted does his absolute best to distract Billy and just change the subject. He does handle it really well. But of course he's a useless father because Hollywood loves to portray dads as being awful. Apparently only mothers know how to look after their kids.
Then you take the bread and we fold it. That's what we do. We fold the French toast.
I think you forgot the milk.
I didn't. Milk comes last. You always got to put the milk in last. When you're having a good time, you forget the most important thing, right? I just want to see if you were paying attention. It's been a long time since I made this.
Can I have some orange juice?
Please? Rude little
Miss, can you help me? What grade are you in?
Oh, come on. He doesn't even know what grade he is in. What's your name again, son?
Borat.
You do have a problem, Ted.
Yeah, what's that?
What are you going to do about Billy?
Raise him? Crazy, I know. Some people raise them. Okay, so his boss actually suggests that he sends his son away to live with relatives in case Joanna doesn't come back. Because, remember, dads are useless and he's completely incapable. But isn't this illegal? A company not catering towards childcare? Not even considering it? They're just trying to force him to work instead? Now forget your kid, just come to work, mate. And also, he's clearly successful. Why doesn't he just hire a babysitter? Seriously, the next portion of the movie is Ted struggling as he tries to balance work and home. Just hire a nanny while you work.
Daddy! Daddy!
God damn it. God damn it. Get out there, Dick. Get over there and sit on that couch and don't move. God damn it. Billy, I knew this was going to happen.
Dude!
Who took you to the park and gave you everything you wanted, huh?
Yeah. Who bought you an ice cream?
Yeah. And who promised Daddy that when we got home you would let him work and not bother him, huh?
Jesus Christ, he is 7 and he's guilt tripping him. Remember, dads are useless and they can't do anything right.
Eat my tits!
I will forever relate to almost every aspect of this movie. They go shopping and Billy wants to get certain things that his mum always gets, and Ted doesn't want to upset him, nor does he want to say anything bad about her in front of him. It's subtle, but he just caves and gets what Billy wants to be the bigger man. But then... my god, this scene... I can't make jokes here. Joanna writes a letter to Billy and for some reason Ted reads it out to him without checking it first.
I have gone away because I must find something interesting to do for myself in the world. Everybody has to, and so do I. Being your mommy was one thing, but there are other things too, and this is what I have to do. I did not get a chance to tell you this, and that is why I'm writing you now. I will always be your mommy, and I will always love you. I just won't be your mommy in the house, but I'll be your mommy of the heart. And now I must go.
Where'd he go?
We're gonna read this another time, okay?
Don't care.
Okay, I can't fight it. This scene made me cry like a p***. I don't understand why he'd read it straight to him. My ex-wife sent many letters and I'm not showing my son until he's older and can understand a bit better. But regardless, this scene is so gut-wrenchingly powerful. To the point he starts leaving work early to get Billy and he begins to change. But then he's the last one there to collect him at a party, so naturally Billy feels abandoned and convinced that his dad is going to walk out on him as well. I've been here and it's awful.
I like Boston.
Boston? Why do you like Boston?
Because Mommy's from Boston.
The feels, man. The feels! And he can't even say anything bad about her. He's such a nice guy, he just has to put up with it. It's impossible to not feel for him. He even puts his own feelings aside to leave a picture of Joanna on Billy's desk. It's a really sweet sentiment. One complaint I do have, though, is that Ted and Margaret are suddenly now best friends. Yeah, she's had a bad breakup and then they take their kids to the park and they're just really close all of a sudden, even though earlier she was clearly more Joanna's friend. They do state that 8 months have passed, but I just think it's a transition that could have been shown a lot more instead of, oh, look, now they're friends.
Look, I can't let your family problems interfere with my responsibilities. I got a shop to run.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is how companies get lawsuits. I mean, I've no idea if this really happens in the States or back in the 70s, but from my own personal experience, companies can't really say or do anything when it's childcare related. My company, for one, have always been so accommodating when things like this has happened, but even if it does, why doesn't he just quit and sue them? But I'm confused. Is he literally leaving his son alone at home all day? I mean, this sounds like a stretch, but we never see a babysitter. Obviously, he's at a party and then he goes to collect him, sure, but that's it. Every other time he just goes to work. And right here, Billy rings him up.
Oh, hi, Billy. What's up? No, 1 hour of television a day. That's the rule.
So surely if he had a babysitter, it wouldn't be Billy ringing him up, it would be the babysitter. But even then, Billy asks for more time watching television. If Billy's on his own, surely he would just watch more television and not tell his dad. So either way, this makes no sense.
Yes.
So in the scene that was completely improvised, Billy refuses to eat dinner, so Ted says he's not allowed ice cream afterwards. But his son deliberately ignores him and goes to get the dessert just to spite him. Okay, this is actually hilarious.
All right, I'm warning you. You take one bite out of that, you're in big trouble. Don't you dare. Don't you dare do that. Did you hear me? Hey, stop, hold it right there. You put that ice cream in your mouth and you are in very, very, very big trouble. Don't you dare go anywhere beyond that. Put it down right now. I am not going to say it again. I am not going to say it again. I am not.
This is 100% accurate. Hey, Dad, what was I like when I was that age?
Golden hairs and the apple of a 7-year-old.
Oh, Dad!
It's nice.
No!
Alright, may sound a little rough.
So naturally he disobeys his dad because fathers are useless disciplinarians, remember?
You are a spoiled, rotten little brat, and I'll tell you right now,
I hate you!
And I hate you back, you little
Dude! I mean, he was a little but... No, it's not right, it's not right.
It's cruel.
But it is really relatable as Ted feels like his son now hates him. I've lived this and it's heartbreaking. And then he watches him sleep and you can tell that he regrets it before they both apologise and reconcile.
Daddy.
Now what is it?
Are you going away?
Jesus Christ. I hate to sound like a broken record, but I've gone through this and it is one of the most relatable movies I've ever seen. I can't deny it. This is amazing. And it genuinely tears me up during the whole viewing experience. There's not even anything I can joke about here.
I'm staying right here with you. You're not gonna get rid of me that easy.
It's where Mommy left, isn't it? Because I was bad.
I'm not crying. Shut up, it's just sweat. The film is so well written, and this kid deserved that Oscar nomination, man. He blames himself, but Ted says, no, it was my fault. But Ted, no, that would explain why she left you, not her kid. Don't defend the But it's sweet how Ted is literally the only dad in the audience. The bond between them does grow gradually and naturally throughout the whole film. Before he sleeps with some random woman from work. Seriously, this comes right out of nowhere. I get that you want to show he's over his ex-wife, but okay.
Where are you going?
The bathroom.
That's a closet. The bathroom's over there.
No, don't do that! Billy's gonna see you!
I have to get down there and make sure.
Hi.
No! I made this mistake! And oh, you're screwed.
And then,
Well, you get your shoelace. Yeah, then what happened?
and the little dog stopped chasing him, but the big dog did, and then he flipped over.
Man, look at this little in the background. Get your finger out your nose, you little nasty.
Taxi! Hi.
But uh-oh, Billy falls off some monkey bars and cuts his face open. Jesus Christ, look at it. I do like how Margaret has stayed in touch this entire time though. She's basically an aunt figure to Billy, and for some reason the doctor doesn't want Ted in the room as they give him stitches, but he argues his way in anyway, which is really sweet. And he even asks Margaret to have custody of Billy if anything were to ever happen to him, like he gets arrested for sexual harassment claims or something.
Louise, it's ringing, honey. Yeah, hello. Yes, who is this?
So Joanna randomly gets back in touch 18 months after disappearing and wants to meet for a drink. Yeah, you better tell her to right off me.
Hi.
How are you?
You look great. How's your...
What?
Huh?
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just...
No! Do not be nice to her! Spit in her face!
He got so big.
You've been watching them from the coffee shop?
Well, I've been in New York for about 2 months now, so...
I didn't know that.
And you haven't seen your son? I mean, I guess technically she has, but you haven't gone up to him. You.
I don't know. All my life, I've felt like somebody's wife or somebody's mother.
You ain't a mother.
Well, I've learned that I love my little boy.
Yeah, no you don't.
And that I'm capable of taking care of him.
What do you mean?
I want my son.
Oh, you can right off.
You can't have him.
But don't get defensive. Don't try to bully me.
I'm not
okay?
getting
Or
defensive. Who walked out of the house 15 months ago?
I don't care.
Joe.
I am still his mother.
Yeah, no you're not. Congratulations, you lifted your legs up and you let a man jizz inside you. Well done, that does not make you a mother, you little you.
Yes, from 3,000 miles away, and just because you sent a few postcards.
That's what I'm saying. DNA don't mean So Ted gives her an earful of facts, but now they have to go to court to fight for custody. And his own lawyer admits they normally rule in favour of the mother, and they have to literally prove she's an unfit parent. There is a really sweet moment that follows where he just holds Billy, and it shows how much he means to him and how he doesn't want to ever lose him. I swear to God, he better end up with the kid or this movie can suck my balls. He even tells funny stories about his son to his boss. You can tell he's his entire world, but the boss clearly does not give a flying shit and even fires him! Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is unfair dismissal. Great, now he needs another lawyer. But the truth is, he doesn't stand a chance in the custody battle unless he has a job. Come on, this dude can't catch a break. The guy even offers him some cash, but he refuses and just leaves. I can't help but notice that the character would have been very, very angry in this scene, and yet Dustin Hoffman doesn't slap this guy in the face or randomly throw a glass. Interesting.
Not! What are you doing?
But Ted promises his attorney to get a job in 24 hours because it's just that easy. I don't even get it. Surely he could just go to the court case and be like, yeah, I got fired, but here's my boss. He'll explain why. His boss will come on the stand and be like, oh yeah, I fired him because he was spending all his time with the son. This would have been resolved in like 5 minutes.
I love you, you b****.
But Ted refuses to leave unless he gets an answer and puts himself in the driver's seat, making them wish they could hire him. And of course he manages to get the job.
Merry Christmas.
Okay.
Dad? Huh? Are you ever going to get remarried?
I don't know. I hadn't thought about it.
Are you ever going to remarry Phyllis?
No, we're just good friends.
That I'll never see again in any other scene. But things start to get more complicated as Joanna wants to see Billy, and naturally Ted is reluctant, fearing that she might kidnap him, but soon agrees. It's just so heartbreaking as Billy runs back into his mum's arms. He's so young he doesn't quite understand. She hasn't been there. Ted has. She's f***ed off and now wants to come back and pretend she's a good mother. Man, screw this b****.
Would you tell the court how long you were married?
8 years.
And would you describe those years as happy?
The first 2, yes. But after that it became increasingly difficult.
Walking out on your child wasn't though, was it?
Do you love your child?
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
And yet you chose to leave him.
Exactly! Why can't you answer that, you stupid You gotta put, oh, I love him so much, but, oh, look, dick, I'm gonna leave. Bye!
During the last 5 years of our marriage, I was becoming more and more unhappy, more and more troubled. And I really needed somebody to help me. But when I turned to Ted, he just wasn't there for me.
What does that have to do with the child? Why do you avoid this question every time? Why'd you leave your child? Because he wasn't a very good husband. No. Why'd you leave your child? Because he wasn't a good husband. What's that got to do with the child? Not a good husband? Leave him. Sorted. Does that mean leave your kid? No. It takes 2 to have a baby. And I don't give a if you have tits. Alright? Oh, I've got a uterus. I'm still his mother. You. If this was a guy and he off, oh, he's such a deadbeat. No! Meryl Streep, I love you, but Joanna can suck a whole lot of balls. You left. You got nutted, you looked after him for a little bit, and then you got bored, and you off to go and have 16 black guys ram you in an office somewhere because you couldn't be bothered, and then you got bored of that and were like, maybe I should look after my son. Maybe. Oh, look, he's happy now. Come here. No! You. Right?
I had come to have almost no self-esteem. I was scared and I was very unhappy. And in my mind, I had no other choice but to leave.
But you did. You did. You could have stayed. You could have raised your kid. You could have lived with Margaret. You had a best friend who lived next door. Stay at her house. See your child. Seek help locally. Your husband ruined your self-esteem. Therapy. See a counsellor nearby. You can then see your son while you're getting help. I'm sorry. No bullshit coming out of your mouth. I'm gonna let slide.
At the time I left, I felt that there was something terribly wrong with me. And that my son would be better off without me.
He was.
And it was only after I got to California that I realized, after getting into therapy, that I wasn't such a terrible person.
Yes, you were.
Just because I needed some kind of creative or emotional outlet other than my child, that didn't make me unfit to be a mother.
Yes, it does.
Can you tell the court why you were asking for custody?
Because he's my child. And because I love him.
No, you don't! Stop saying if you loved him, you would not let your issues with your husband interfere with that love. You wouldn't cause your son, your 7-year-old son, ridiculous amounts of heartbreak for 18 months. I'm sorry, I'm not buying it. Your bull doesn't add up. There is no reason to leave your kid, okay? You don't love him. If you did, you would have stuck around. You.
I was incapable of functioning in that home. And I didn't know what the alternative was going to be.
Staying?
And I have worked very, very hard to become a whole human being. And I don't think I should be punished for that. And I don't think my little boy should be punished.
He was when you walked out on him, but hey-ho.
But I really believe he needs me more. I was his mommy for 5.5 years. And Ted took over that role for 18 months. But I don't know how anybody can possibly believe that I have less of a stake in mothering that little boy than Mr. Kramer does.
You left him! He didn't! That's the difference! Why are people saying he's done anything different? Because he stayed! He stayed and you didn't, but because you've got tits! Oh no, look, she's a lovely mother. She was just confused. If a man walked out for 18 months, what a deadbeat, no responsibility. A woman walks out, oh, she was just conflicted emotionally.
I'm his mother.
No, you're not.
Would you describe your husband as an alcoholic?
No.
A heavy drinker?
No.
Was he unfaithful?
No.
Did he ever fail to provide for you in any way?
No.
Well, I can certainly see where you left him.
I like this guy.
Do you like me?
Furthermore, she admits to having numerous lovers after she left, whereas Ted hasn't.
Yes, I'm seeing someone now.
Is that, permanent?
Well, I don't know.
We don't really know, do we, when you say permanently, if you plan to live in New York or even to keep your child for that matter, since you've never really done anything in your life that was continuing, stable, or could be regarded as permanent.
Objection.
Yes! Make her cry! Shatter her dreams!
Your Honor, I would like to ask what this model of stability and respectability has ever succeeded at. Were you a failure at the one most important personal relationship in your life?
It did not succeed.
Not it, Mrs. Kramer. You. Were you a failure at the one most important relationship in your life? Were you?
Cry! 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 Her acting here is actually amazing. But cry! Cry! Shed the tears. I feed on them. Cry! So Margaret is questioned and she defends Ted as a father but has to reveal what Joanna said about him as a husband, which again should be irrelevant. But she tries to plead that he's a changed man but keeps getting interrupted.
My wife, my ex-wife, says that she loves Billy, and I believe she does.
No, she doesn't.
My wife used to always say to me, why can't a woman have the same ambitions as a man? I think you're right. And maybe I learned that much. But by the same token, I'd like to know what law is it that says that a woman is a better parent simply by virtue of her sex?
Thank you! A uterus doesn't automatically make you a better parent. I'm sorry, ladies, I hate to break it to you. But this dialogue is beautifully written.
You know, I had a lot of time to think about what does it make somebody a good parent. You know, it has to do with constancy. It has to do with patience. It has to do with listening to him. It has to do with pretending to listen to him when you can't even listen anymore. It has to do with love, like she was saying. And I don't know where it's written that says that a woman has a corner on that market, that a man has any less of those emotions than a woman does. Billy has a home with me. I've made it the best I could. It's not perfect. I'm not a perfect parent. Sometimes I don't have enough patience, and I forget that he's a little kid. But I'm there. I get up in the morning, and then we eat breakfast, and he talks to me, and then we go to school, and at night we have dinner together, and we talk then, and I read to him, and And we built a life together, and we love each other. If you destroy that, it may be irreparable. Joanna, don't do that, please.
Don't do it, Joanna. Just don't. Please. But you can see in slight facial expressions that she can tell that he's changed since they separated.
Mr. Kramer, isn't it true that you were fired from your previous job?
I was let go.
Because of childcare.
Mr. Kramer, isn't it true that your agency lost a major advertising account due to your negligence?
Objection.
He was looking after his son. Why doesn't Ted ever point that out? Where's his boss? He was neglecting work because he was looking after his son. They do list all the work stuff he's missed since, which actually should work in his favour, but oh well. Joanna starts to notice that he's not a workaholic anymore and actually has changed. But he even points out Billy's injury and points the blame to Ted, since earlier he blamed himself. And Joanna seems guilty for having told him. Good, you you're a horrible, horrible person. Even if this was a mistake and you done f***ed up, you've come back and have now literally used your son as a pawn against your ex-husband to ruin his life and paint him as Satan. F*** you to hell, you She even tries to apologise for telling her attorney that information, but he walks away. Good. She deserves nothing. This woman is a horrible person who then tiptoes around the point, bullshit, and refused to take responsibility for her own horrific actions. But the time is now. We find out who wins the court case.
All right. I'm lost.
I can't tell you how sorry I am.
What? Nah. This movie. F you. No, f it. F you, you f***ing bitch, you f***ing little motherfucking piece of shit. Joanna's a f***ing who takes dicks up the anus. F***ing you. F this f***ing piece of shit. F***ing move you. Prick, bellend, anus, ass, butt, sucking. In summary, I disapprove of the scene. So he wants to appeal the decision, but the lawyer claims they'd have to put Billy on the stand, but Ted refuses. Even though an appeal requires no new evidence, so Billy wouldn't be on the stand at all, but... Lies!
Ted! I just heard.
Please go away.
Are you okay?
No, some of us actually don't like losing our kid. Shocker, I know. Amazingly, Ted still praises Joanna to Billy. He still doesn't say a bad word about her. But Billy doesn't like these changes, and it's just heartbreaking to see all of this happen to the poor kid. And for a nice transition from earlier, they made French toast at the start of the film, and they were happy, but Ted messed it all up. But now, they're quiet and serious, but Ted does it all fine. It's a nice subtle touch to show that he's finally sorted his life out. But your anxiety is so high as the film reaches the end, wanting to know what's going down. Come on, do the right thing, Joanna.
Yes?
Ted, it's Joanna. I'm downstairs in the lobby. Can you come down here and meet me alone?
She still has time. Come on, Joanna, don't let us down, please.
I came here to take my son home. And I realize he already is home.
Yes! Yes! Thank you, Meryl Streep. Thank you. Okay, she is redeemed. This movie is amazing. Well done, movie. Well, Kramer vs. Kramer is a masterpiece. It is a roller coaster of emotions. It raises important issues of paternal rights versus maternal rights, and it's a beautifully told story. She's a who messes up but learns, and the ending redeems it all. Ted changes from his workaholic ways, and I could relate to so much of it. It was hard to relive these events, but I'm glad I did. It's definitely a powerful and effective film. It's honestly a beautiful story of father and son, and an excellent way to celebrate Father's Day. Who likes the Charmander hoodie? Yeah, and the hood has the... I'm 28.